Okay, I'm here at the Novato Cars and Coffee, Novato, California, which is just north of San Francisco. We're in Marin County, and it's a cold uh, January 5th, and it is cold. It's in the 40s. So for us here in Northern California, that qualifies as cold. But there's quite a few cars here. So we're going to take a look around, and I'll show you some of the cars that I find really interesting, and hopefully you'll enjoy it too. But my guess is that it is, oh, I'm sorry, it's not a Chevy, it's a Buick, and a beautiful one. Probably in mid-1930s. That's for sale. That's a fun car. There's the inside. That's really nice. That's a beautiful 190 SL Mercedes. And that one still has the gold or yellow license plate from 1956. That is something. That would be a very enjoyable car to drive. And also we've got a Jaguar XKE, or what is officially called the E-Type Jaguar. That's a 4.2. I believe the original E-Type was a 3.8, so this will be a little bit later. What a beautiful body style that is. Considered to be one of the most beautiful cars ever built, and I would have to agree. That is a beautiful, beautiful vehicle. And here's an early Porsche 356 Speedster. This is a Porsche Carrera. I really, really enjoy these older cars. And we've got a Triumph TR6.
Yeah, no, not all, but
Very nicely maintained. And I never get tired of the early 50s Thunderbirds. Beautiful car. These were, well, this one's got the Continental kit, the porthole window. That is a fun car. Look at that. A historical vehicle license plate on it. Huh. And GT350.
oh, dude, you probably, I've seen that car.
The famous GT350 with American mags. The whole thing, huh? Wow. Plymouth. Not sure what year that is, but it was probably 1950s, early 1950s. Could be 40s, I'm not absolutely sure.
The only one that's really on that same level would be but like, you know, the Apple car, like
It's got the original 1947. Well, that answers that. It's a 1940s vehicle for sale. And here's a Chrysler 300D. Now, this has been in one of my earlier videos from Novato. That's a fun car there. Look at that push button radio. The dashboards used to be so different, so different. And we got a C2 Corvette. This looks like it's in original condition. Could very well be.
He talks real fast. He just fixed up some 35 or 6 Ford. You know, I said, where'd you get that?
Corvette Stingray. 3 C6s and a C5. So these all Corvettes here. C6 Corvette in black, red, and yellow, and then a C5 Corvette in red. While we're on the theme of Corvettes, there's a couple more over here. Here's a C6 ZR1. Those were really, really special in their day. And this is a bright yellow. I think they called that either Velocity yellow, maybe. This is a C6 also. That's a Z06. And we've got another C2. This is, not sure what they called that color, but it's very pretty. Convertible. Wow. Allows us to get a little bit better picture of the interior. I always liked the cockpit of the C2. Fun car. This is a Ford Futura. I don't remember what year those were made, but this was during the time when compact cars were becoming the thing. So there was kind of a no-frills approach. They were designed to be economical cars. I would guess it was in the late 60s. I'll have to check on that. Okay, so this is a 1957 Chevy Bel Air. Those were, and still are, one of the most sought after of the mid-century Chevys. This has got a 4-speed on the floor. It's been converted. Look at that dashboard. That is pretty darn cool. And there's a Chevy Bel Air station wagon. Station wagons have pretty much been replaced by SUVs now. There's the front of that station wagon. My guess is it's a 60, might be a 63, early 60s as I recall. And one of my favorite cars of all time the Alfa Romeo Spider. I really like this car. My Fiat is a little brother, I guess you'd call it, to this. Less expensive, not quite as cool looking as this. This is really, really, to me, the quintessential everyman's Italian sports car. Here's a car that's interesting because of its uniqueness. That's an Oldsmobile F85, which was the Oldsmobile version of, sort of an Oldsmobile version of a muscle car back in its day. That engine compartment looks vacant. That's a V6, it looks like. Oldsmobile F85, 1964. One of 7,468 V6 models produced. Okay, and this is a Morgan. What a delightful little English sports car this is. I believe they're still made. I'll have to check that, but I believe the Morgan is still made. And if I'm not mistaken, these had, at one time, had a wooden frame. This one looks like it was originally licensed in UK and then moved to California. It's now licensed in California, but there's the really cool Morgan. All right, and a DeLorean. Back to the Future. How cool is that? Glad that some people have saved some of these. The cockpit of the DeLorean. All right, and here we have several C8 Corvettes. A gray one. It could be hypersonic gray, I'm not sure. Blue, which could be neither, they're not elk, there could be Elkhart blue. That's a Z06, the one with the silver 5-spoke wheels. And then another blue one. And another blue Z06. And a red Z06 and a white one. Something like mine, but without the striping. And here we've got an AC Bristol, the car on which the Cobra was built, although that one has a straight 6 in it. I don't know what year it is. We've got quite a few people gathered around there. I might check back later, but that's an interesting. And you don't see too many Pontiac Firebirds at car shows. That's a 350. That's a really nice, probably has been repainted. And next to it is a 1955 Chevy Bel Air. Not sure what that is, but it's definitely purple. Turns out it's a McLaren. All right. A purple McLaren. All right, well, the sun is out now. It is about 8:30, and the crowd has increased dramatically in the last hour. Some people finally got out of bed, but it's a good crowd. A lot of cars here. We're going to see a few more. And we got some more Corvettes here. We got a C3, a couple of, no, that's a C7, a black C8, and then a, looks like a 454 Stingray, C3 Stingray. All right, the C7 here is a Z51 and a really pretty blue color. I don't remember the name of that blue, but next to it is a black, all black C8 Z06. Look at that with the graphics on it. Jake, they call that guy. And Z06 coupe. That's kept in somebody's garage because it's really shiny and pretty. And the green one here is an LT1. That's in beautiful shape. Wow, that's really nice. The interior of that. Yeah, that's been really, really well maintained. Here's another one of my favorite cars, the Carmen Ghia, the Volkswagen Carmen Ghia. That would be a fun car to have. Now here's something you definitely don't see at too many Cars and Coffees, a Lamborghini tractor.
The two of the delivery valves. See, something I learned yesterday was that Matt's Ferguson. You can pull this latch out and you can individually select the side for the brake. So when you want to pivot, you choose your right or left brake.
Yeah, there's a 450 Mercedes SL. I always thought that had a classic style to it. I really like the looks of those cars. Kind of goofy looking bumper because they were probably in the 70s when those crash-worthy bumpers were first being required by the United States. Nice interior in that car. That's a beautiful car. It's got an Oldsmobile Cutlass that is in very, very good shape. That is really well maintained. Another car that had really nice lines to it. And there's one next to it, a 442 convertible. They modified the Cutlass to make it a muscle car. Very nice looking cars, probably mid 1960s, I would guess. Maybe. Very, very nice. Always liked the body style of those cars. Alrighty, there's a Ford Fairlane GT. Those were also muscle car. Look at that. That's really nicely maintained. Or restored. Looks like it might have been painted, but simple interior, but really, really classic. Look at that. Beautiful, well maintained Ford Fairlane. GTA. All right, an MG midget, I think. Another one of my favorite cars. It's an MG. Yeah, it is an MGB, not a midget. MGB GT. I think I've Seen this one here before, set up with a roll bar for racing. I like the looks of the MGB. A little Dushanbo that's been here before.